Hello, everyone. All right, good to be here today. Welcome to today's episode of Agripreneurs Guide. So, yeah, I kind of take you step to step on what to do in your agri business, right? So, today is our first episode, and I'll be sharing with you some of my personal experiences when I went into when I was going into agri business, right? So, I'll be sharing my experience to guide you, those of you who are inspired to come into agri business, because a lot of times I get a lot of questions people asking me I want to go into agribusiness. What should I do first? What should be the first thing I should do first? I get to counsel or consult with a lot of people who are going into agribusiness space. I get to share with them what they should be doing first. You know, so today so I decided to come on live to to be able to serve wider audience, to be able to teach a lot of people what I did and what you too can do to be to be able to grow your agri business. All right. So that's what we'll be doing today. Um, so first, my name is Kenneth Obayuana. I'm an agri business consultant. I'm the principal consultant in Agric Accelerated Global Consult. I'm also the I'm also the MD. I'm also the MD Agritech Digest. It's a media company. So I do a lot of stuff in the agritech space. I'm the chair food security think tank under the Food and Agricultural Youth Institute. I also happen to recently become the national director of the International Association of Agricultural Students and Other Related Sciences, the UK chapter. So I kind of do a lot of stuff in the agricultural space, and I've got over 10 years experience in the agricultural space. So in case you're meeting me for the first time, I'm introducing myself so you get to know me. I know what I do, and yeah, I've been in this space for like 10 years. All right, I've been doing this stuff for the past 10 years. I've been able to get a lot of experience. I've been able to learn and observe from people how they run their big businesses. So, but today I want to quickly dive into what I've titled what you should consider first before going to agri business. All right. So first, my first agri business was catfish. So now, when I was into that catfish business, all I knew was that they said there was money in the catfish. So I think I attended a seminar, and in that seminar, it's so funny. The speaker it was an agribusiness from seminar anyway back then, and the speaker said that if I want to become overnight billionaire, maybe millionaire, whichever one I can't recall, he said go into catfish business. And in my head, I was like, I want to become the nearest billionaire. you know, there was another word he used again. He said, if you want to become a legit um sorry guys, I'm trying to remember the actual word he used now. He said if you want to become a legit um ritualist. Yes, if you want to become a legit ritualist overnight, going to agribusiness. So going to catfish business. So he did some mathematics, and I was like, if you stock 5,000 catfish, at that time I think catfish was selling for 800 naira for 1 kg. So he said, we said by kg. So if you stock, imagine if you stock 5,000 catfish, and then you are selling at the rate of 8,800 pounds. Sorry, guys. So that's so funny. He said, imagine the amount of money. I want to calculate the amounts of money you'll be making. If you um. Sorry, give me a second. So let me pull out my calculator here. So 8,000 times oh shit. Um sorry guys. I want to quickly do this calculation. Okay, I can't lay my hand on any calculation right now. But he did the calculation, so I like we are running to over millions. You're making millions. So with that, I needed a pond. So I just figure out where do I get pond, where do I get where do I how do I go into this business? I just want to make millions. And I was able to secure my first pond in my school. So I also remember talking with a lot of investors at that time, which first of them, one of them was my elder brother. I was able to sell the vision to him first. So for me, I believe in my principle of raising funds for businesses that first money should come from you. So at that time I was running a boutique business in Benin City to be precise. So from the money I've stored, I've saved in that business. I was like, okay, I'll pump this money in, so I have some money. I called my dad brother and get some cash. So I said the vision, like I've told that you can become a multi-billionaire or a multi-millionaire overnight if we go into this business. And it was excited if you want to also become a millionaire. And before we know, I was able to raise some funds. And then I started talking with some guys, raising funds here and there. I'm good in, I'm a storyteller, like you've seen. So I was able to tell my story and put in some funds. All right. So after I put in some funds in and I started. I didn't consult, I didn't do anything. I just watched the fund, I stopped. And then along the line, I realized that catfish were carnivorous animal. Nobody told me that. I also realized that I I need to feed them and catfish. Yeah, I mean the feed for catfish was crazily expensive, right? It was not that cheap like I was told. So over time, I also realized that the mathematics I've done as regarding what I've raised was not enough to feed the catfish. And nobody told me this. So yeah, I was stopped in the process of my catfish business that nobody told me how to go into it, how to invest into it. I didn't have enough knowledge. And then the next thing I did was at this time I was already stuck. Like it was more like have you seen I don't know if you've ever experienced what is he saying now? I don't know if you've ever experienced a drown. It was as if I was being drowned in the mud, right? So I needed help. So I started looking for people who have done the agri business. I mean, who have done catfish. And then I went out to one of my first mentor in the agri-tech space, Bishop Dixon Ogbawan, a very popular man in Benin City. He saw me as a young guy, was in school studying agriculture, had passion for this stuff. He was willing to mentor me. And he first sat me down and started taking me through some of the errors I've made so far. And and of course, those in agri business, once you make there are some errors you will make. It's really, I mean, there is no remedy. It's just that your money, your investment is gone. It's gone. So that's it for me. And then they were like, we can just see what we can do. And this share some basic secret that I've used to consult for people in the last few years of my life, and they've added a lot of massive results. So he shared some of his own secrets with me of what I would have done at the beginning, you know, to be able to avert some of those problems. He gave me a secret on how his stock is on and all that. So it did dawn on me that there are certain things you need to do before you go into agri business. Honestly speaking, there are certain things you need to do before you go into agri business. Agri business is not what, yes, there's money in it, but beyond all three, we are being told or beyond what we are being seen. So I saw a post yesterday by a very good friend of mine who said, don't think all that what we the farmers are posting on, don't just take it and jump into agri business. Yeah, beyond what we are posting, but you know what you guys are saying over there. There's so much to agri-tech space. I mean, there's so much to agriculture. There's so much to farming you need to know. You need to put into perspective. You need to gather enough information about it um before you go into agribusiness. There's so much to know. So I think firstly for me will be the consult. Seek knowledge. Don't jump into agribusiness with that massive knowledge. So where do you seek knowledge for? It could be through a mentor, through consultancy, through internship, through volunteer. I've done a lot of volunteer for companies just because I wanted to gain certain knowledge. So when I'm moving into vegetables, fruit and vegetables, greenhouses, I went to volunteer. I did an internship. I volunteered at some places. Could be I volunteer just to help. And I did an internship program for some months, and I grew in from being an internship to becoming a supervisor and up to the stage of manager in that company. I I was seeking knowledge. There are ways you need to seek knowledge. You don't jump into it. Active business is not one place you there's money in it, but your money can go down the drain. And at least you now be thinking like, this seems like MMM. I just put in 2 million. Just put in 2 million and investment's gone bad, gone bad. You know, I've also seen people reach out to me and said, there are investment companies here and there, but that are more like a crowdfunding sort of. Some of them they really scam people. I mean, some few years back, like we've seen 2 years or a year ago, they didn't really scam people. But agribusiness on its own is a tough terrain that you need to master to navigate the space. You need to understand the space to be able to succeed in it. All right, you need to understand it. There's so much to agribusiness. So the first thing for you to do is seek knowledge. And I've said, where can you seek knowledge? Through mentorship, through consultancy, uh, through internship, through volunteering. These are ways you can seek knowledge. So look for a company that is doing that stuff you want to go into and say, write to them, I'm interested in this company, in what you're doing. I want to come and do an internship with you. Don't pay me a dime. I just want to come and learn with you for the next 3 months. And just go there and learn. Observe everything they are doing there. Observe everything they are doing there. Master it or understand everything they are doing there, right? So those are some of the first steps you need to um those are some of the first things you need to do in your agribusiness, right? Okay, I think some questions are falling in. Let me see this question, sorry. Um I was saying, okay, these are some of the first things you need to do in your agribusiness, right? So you need to understand that you don't move into agribusiness. Don't go into agribusiness without having adequate knowledge, right? You must seek knowledge. You must gather enough information about that crop. So I also think the second thing you need to do is while you're seeking knowledge. No, sorry. I think the first should be the right crop, know the crop to do. What crop do you want to invest in? Is it crop I want to go into? Is it animal I want to go into? That should be the first thing. So that will guide you to know what where to seek knowledge from. Having business is wide. You can't say I want to learn everything. No. Niche down. Actually, in business today, I think the secret about business is niching down. Niche down. Niche down. So pick an aspect of agribusiness. There's so many aspects of agribusiness. So I not be able to touch them today, but seek an aspect of it, master that, then start seeking knowledge. So for me, I choose crop. So first I went into animal, catfish. So for me, the only animal farming I've ever done is catfish. I've not done any other farming. It's only catfish I've done. So after my knowledge in catfish, I left catfish and I moved into crop. Right. And I've been in crop for a longer time. I understand the terrain of crop. So you must pick a niche. Don't say I want to do crop, I want to do animal, I want to do everything. I want to have a Songhai farm. No. Pick a niche. Pick a niche. That's the first thing you should do. Pick a niche. Which aspect of this agribusiness do I want to go into? Or which aspect of this farming do I want to go into? Which aspect of it do I want to go into? Pick a niche. Then seek knowledge in that niche. Seek massive knowledge in that niche. And then when you're not seeking knowledge, based on your knowledge, you have about that particular aspect you've picked in that farming. So there are so many aspects of agribusiness you can go into. So many. You can decide to go into animals, you can decide to go into crop, that's the first. Beyond those ones, you can decide to go into processing. Those are another aspect of agribusiness you can go into. You can decide to go into storage. You can decide to go into logistics and transportation, where you have to transport products, to markets. You can decide to go into marketing. You can decide to go into branding. I mean, it's broad. It's so broad. The industry is broad. Pick a niche. Then when you pick your niche and then master that niche, let me tell you how to pick a niche. If you want to pick a niche that has high demand, right? Pick a niche um that has the problem. So there's a problem you want to solve in that niche. So there's massive value or there's massive demand in it. So um let me say uh trying to pick I'm trying to think in my head now what crop should I pick now. Um Okay, let me use cassava. I was into cassava for a long time. So now let me use cassava as an example for you. You want to go into cassava. Now, for example, decided I want to go into cassava. The first thing I do is I've known. How do I even know that it's cassava I want to go into? Is there demand in it? Is there market for it? Is there a huge demand for it? And what is the demand for it? Then, so how do I know some of all these things, questions I've asked? Market research. You have to do some market research. You have to go into the markets, ask questions, engage with market women. These are how I do my market research for any product I want to go into. Engage with them. You have to be try as much as possible. In agribusiness, let me tell you the honest truth. Secure your product, secure your market even before you go into the market. Secure your market. I mean, have a market first. Secure your market massively. Keep your market first. Have a market first. Secure your market before you go into agribusiness. Secure your market. Let there be a market for you first. Secure it. Have a market. So for me, let me tell you that story of one cup I did one time. One time I went to I was into planting. How did I go into planting? My dad has the land, so we set up planting. So before we went into planting, I was in charge of one of the big conference back then in Benin City. It was called CFI, Jam Summit actually. So it was called Jam Summit, being hosted by CFI, Christian Fellowship International. So I was in charge of the sales department that particular year. So I kind of have all the contact of all the marketers in Benin City who were selling restaurants because we reached out to them to come and register and get space. So I have network of access to restaurants. So, but long story short, after the conference, I kept good relationship with my people. So after the conference, so one day I was in one of the restaurants and we're just gisting. It was my school actually, Pennsylvania University. So I was just gisting. One I just came with this plantain, two plantain, and I just see a lot of people were like, we need plantain. No, sorry, four plantains, four head of plantains. And they beg, give me one, give me one. I was like, why is there begging? They say, "Ah, to see plantain, they add, though, we don't get plantain, though." I was like, really? And I said, that I can supply you guys plantain, though. Say, really? You can supply? I said, yes, I can bring plantain to you guys. And then I called my mom. My mom arranged with one woman to connect to this church member, who took me to Okada, took me to Okada. So we went to Okada, went to the village there, got some plantains. I brought to them and I started selling. Before you know, the people that used to sell to them, where they used to buy for like, but then nothing I see you should not come buy from me again. Say, somebody's not supplying us so straight from the village. So, who is the person? Give us his contact. That's how I started supplying people in the market. And before you know, of course I started leveraging on social media, Facebook, majorly. Before you know, people started calling me from Lagos, I started seeing planting from Benin to Lagos. How was it possible? There was a market for it. So before you know, I talked to my dad brother has some land, we planted plantain. While I was still buying from the village, we started raising our own plantain at our own farm to serve the market. So at some point, most times before you go into agriculture, have your market, secure your market. Uh, Not just planting alone, I did that. I did that for a lot of my other products. So I do my market research. I go to the market. I talk with market women. I'm going to this business. I can supply this, and then I talk with as many market women I can. I've visited a lot of markets. I engage them. Tell them I can supply you this in the next 3 months. See what their response will be. Negotiate with them first, and then before you know, I'll secure the market. That's my secret. Because a lot of people keep saying, "Kenneth, what's the secret? How did you do it?" This was the secret. Is there market demand for that product? If yes, what percent of this market can I hold on to? That can I seize? What percent of this market can I seize? What percent can I cut off from this market? That's what you should be asking yourself. What percent can I cut off from this market? You know, these are questions you should be asking yourself. And then I tell you the truth. If you do your work very well, you will enjoy good business. I think there's money in it, but you need to understand it. If you don't understand it, you burn your hand in fire. you know, there's also a lot of these are some of the things you need to consider before going to agribusiness. There's stuff you also need to put into place that if you don't put into it, all your investments can go down the drain. So you can put in train. And let me also tell you at this stage, don't think you put in 2 million to achieve to get 20 million. I think business does not work like that. Agribusiness does not work like that. You don't put in 20 million to get in 2 million back. No, it does not work like that. It does not work like that. It's not, agribusiness is not MMM actually. Agribusiness is not MMM. It's not what you put in. Put in 2 million, get 20 million in 3 months. No. Subsequent time, I'm going to tell you some basic cups you can go into to start. I might not cover that in today's topic. I will tell you some subsequent meet here, conversation. Cups to go into and make massive money out of it. Make money out of it. Massive money. Crop to go into and make money out of it. I will be sharing it with you. Don't worry. There are basic crops you can go into and you can make money out of it, right? But subsequent time I will go into those crops. Certain crops will go into you can make money out of it. But for today, I'm really concerned of what to consider before you go into agri business. So this is it. These are some a few things you can consider. I think is there questions? Sorry, I'm done my mind. Oh, okay. I'm doing a lot of crops. I think my focus at the moment is on vegetable and fruits. So I focus more on vegetables and fruits. Somebody's asking what crops do you focus on at the moment? My focus at now is on vegetables and fruits. So in subsequent time, I'm going to tell you, I will teach you what crops should you go into and focus on. What crops I mean, crops that can yield you money in less than short time. I'm going to tell you, I'll break down in that will not be today. But today's focus, my focus for today is on crop, what to do before going to agribusiness. So I've said number one, I've said have a niche, pick a niche. You can't go do everything. Pick a niche. And when picking your niche, let me make sure this here. When picking your niche, pick one particular niche and niche down. What do I mean by pick one particular niche and niche down? I mean, pick a niche. So let's say I pick cassava. Study the value chains of cassava. So especially if you are going to processing and make cassava. I know of a company in Ibadan. It's just they're heavily in cassava. They're able to turn cassava into so many things. You don't know that there are so many things you can turn cassava into. There's so many things you can turn cassava into. There's so many things you can process cassava into. There's so many things, right? So pick a niche, then move on from that niche. Pick a niche. From that your niche, um, seek massive knowledge in that niche. Do your market research. That's the third thing. So number one, first thing you should do is pick a niche. Second thing is when you pick your niche, second thing is seek massive knowledge in that niche you've picked. Third is do your market research. In do your market research, look out for your what? That's on the this is under pick your niche. Look out for your market. What's the market demand when you're doing your market research? What's your market demand? Where is the market? Or is there market demand for this particular niche I've picked? If you discover there's no market in that, you don't have market in your area for that particular crop, better leave that business and look for a new one. So pick look for a market demand. Is there a market demand for this? And what in this market demand? How many? What part of it can you cut for yourself? What is it for you? That how many of it can you have to yourself? You know, is there value? Are people really in demand of this particular crop or particular aspect of agriculture I'm going to in my area? You have to know those things. And then with those ones you've known, you can now push it down to you cannot drive your point down and say, okay, I think this is it for me. This is what I want to do. So I think for today, I just want to share some few basic things for you to consider going to agribusiness. Next week, I'm going to be sharing with you why agribusiness failed. A lot of agribusiness that has failed in the past, right? We've seen a lot of agribusiness that have rising up and at the end, they failed down the drain. Next week, I'm going to be taking you through why does agribusiness fail and what must we do to avoid those failures. Why does agribusiness fail? Why? On that series, I also look at um I'll look at why agribusinesses fail next week. A lot of agribusinesses I've seen them rise and fall. You know, I'll look at it properly and what can we do to avoid those failures. Agribusiness is a tough terrain, I must say. It is. It is a tough terrain. Okay. And then I also subsequent time I'm also going to look at for where is money in agribusiness? Where is the money in agribusiness? I think that will be the one I'll look next week. That might be. Then we'll look at subsequent time. Next week I'll look at. Let's look at. I think that'll be better for us. Next week let's look at where is money in agribusiness. Where is the money in agribusiness? Where is the money in agribusiness? Then subsequent time I'll now look at I'll now look at where is money in agribusiness next week. So next 2 weeks I'll look at why does agribusiness is fail? Why are they failing? Why are we businesses failing? Why are we failing agribusinesses? And what can we do to avoid those failures? So that's what we're looking at. So before I go, if there are questions, you can drop in your questions. Let's see if there are questions. Okay, guys. So there's just that one question, and I think I've answered the question. So next week, let's gather here together and let's meet. Tell your people, tell your friends. There's a program going on called Agripreneurs Guide. Yeah, I guide the people on what aspect of agribusiness to go into, what aspect of agribusiness to invest in, and you know. So I that's what I'll be teaching. So next week I'll be looking at where is money in agribusiness. Where is the money in agribusiness? We're going to dive into some truths on where money is in agribusiness, and then subsequently in 2 weeks time I'll look at why does agribusiness fail? Why does agribusiness fail? So next week session will be by 5 p.m. We'll be doing next week on by 5 p.m. Yes, businesses in Benin. Okay, we'll be doing next week on by 5 p.m. Yes, next week will be by 5 p.m. So also more time as we keep doing, I'll also be inviting guests to join me on the show to share their experience. I mean, other agro businesses that have done massive work in the space, I also invite them to come join me on the show, and let's talk on some of the things that we can do in the agri tech space, in the farm space. So till I come your way next week again, thank you guys for joining me this evening. I'm grateful. I hope you've learned one or two things from today's session. All right, so it's on this note I'm going to call it a day. I'll see you guys next week Friday by 5 p.m. Next week on is by 5 p.m. And don't miss next week on. Next week I'll be teaching on where is money in agri business. Where is the money in agri business? Tell your friends, tell your loved ones to join us on the show by next week Friday, 5 p.m. Where is money in agri business? Where is the money? Where is the money in agribusiness? Where is money? Where is it? I'll be telling you what crops to invest in, what aspect of agribusiness to go into. That's what I'll be diving into next week. All right, till I come your way again. Have a lovely day.